day, many years ago, into the great Cacaxtla, it built by the Tlaxcaltecas, the wonderful city with big murals that they showed their warrior life, beautiful temples, and huge squares. There were a man called Popocatépetl and a woman called Iztaccíhuatl, who were deeply in love. It was a rainy and a cold day. The night had almost arrived. Inside in the enormous valley, a young man called Popocatépetl was sitting on a rock. He was a brave warrior. He wore beard feathers and a helmet of an eagle warrior, even though he was thoughtful and sad because his heart and his mind didn't believe what happened. His eternal love had gone. The young man thought,
Gods hate me, surely. I can't believe that she's dead. She's promised me that we'd live together. You were my power before I came back from the war. I could never forgive. I want the war, but I want you.
the darkness and night had fallen over the place. Only there were a sound of a man crying and the sound of owls. Immediately, a terrified voice came out between the trees that she told him,
Your young lady has been a victim of cheating. The people say Xicotecl caused that she died.
Then he stood up like a scared cat and he took his macaw. The scared young man screamed.
Who's there?
Suddenly, a little owl, which before was seeing him, it fell to the ground and it turned into a young woman, which was an owl. She had a large and a black hair that covered her face. Then she told him,
You see her there. She lying on the floor with her beautiful and white dress. It is contrasting with her brown skin and look the flowers around her.
Eventually, the heart of man filled with anger, the truth finally was known. When he came back from the dream, the woman had gone. The man was alone again, in the middle of fire. He was screaming and said,
What have you done me? Come back!
Feelings like sadness and depression had turned into anger and revenge for Xicotecl. He was angry and said again and again,
I must kill that fool.
Popocatépetl was so furious. Immediately, he ran out to look to Xicotecl. The sun was about to rise. People were beginning to leave their houses in Cacaxtla. Suddenly, a scream broke with the morning peace. It was Popocatépetl.
Xicotecl, you are a coward. I know everything. Come out and fight. You must be responsible for the consequences.
Among the crowds appeared Xicotecl and said,
What's your problem? I just had a mistake which had been to love to Iztaccíhuatl and tried to convince her for she was mine.
If you really have loved her, you'd have left her be happy. But your selfishness was stronger, and now you'll die.
Popocatépetl told him,
If you really love her so much, I'll murder you too, and of that way you could be together in the Midland.
Angry Xicotecl said. The fight started. Each one took their macaw and launched to the battle. Xicotecl got a hit and he fell on the floor. He, with his last effort, said,
You have won, Popocatépetl, but you never have her again.
Unfortunately, Xicotecl had died in the center of the crowd square. The young woman's mother was with Popocatépetl. She was an old woman, and she was wearing stylish clothes with light colors.
You don't feel bad and sad. You have had your revenge. Also, my daughter's life has finished, and she isn't with you. That doesn't mean that you can keep in love.
The mother said. The young man could only see her, but he didn't say anything. When the mother saw him sad, she said,
Now, you should go to the temple in the mountain. Of that what you should finally could rest, and you could say bye to my beloved daughter.
Finally, the young man went to the mountain. The afternoon had come there. He was alone when a voice back to him said,
Although you have killed him, your love doesn't stay here forever. Now, you are looking peace.
the woman that he found the last night said. Popocatépetl turned his head. He was confusing because of the woman had said. Surprisingly, the image of his Daciwal appeared in front of him. However, he kept believing that it was a hope until his Daciwal said,
My love, I have loved you even in the date. I go and imagine an eternal without you. The pain has been so strong, and that's why I have come for you.
What kind of deal is this? Why are you playing with my feelings?
Popocatépetl told her.
You shouldn't be scared. You come into my loving arms, and we will anywhere, for we always together.
His Daciwal said. Popocatépetl said crying.
My love, I would do anything to be with you all eternity.
Immediately, the Nahual gave him the opportunity to stay with his beloved in an eternal dream. His Daciwal told him,
I wouldn't meet Lucy, my soul, if that lead me with you.
I don't mind the consequences. If I could be with the woman that I love.
Popocatépetl said. At last, but the man and the woman could be together thanks to the Nahual, and now their souls have turned into two volcanoes, which could be together forever and ever. They're showing us their eternal love.